Welcome back to Tech Tuesdays with Skyrocket English, your weekly destination for all things tech related. In today's episode, we're diving into the fascinating world of cybersecurity and identity access management in the age of artificial intelligence. Stay tuned as we explore how AI is reshaping the way we approach cybersecurity challenges. Cyberattacks. Seems like there's something on the news almost every 5 minutes or so.
The FBI is now investigating after one of the world's largest hotel chains reported a massive data breach.
The FBI is investigating multiple cyber attacks on water utilities.
Ransomware attacks are up 20% from last year.
Hundreds of attacks each year perpetrated by none other than hackers, these enigmatic figures in society, whether it be in video games, movies,
What's up?
or even TV shows. Hackers are always seen to be as these technological wizards that are capable of doing almost anything. Now, unfortunately, they have AI at their disposal. Welcome to today's topic. We're going to be exploring two articles, one from Techopedia called AI in Cybersecurity, the Future of Hacking is Here, and the other one from Fortune.com, which is more specifically talking about certain foreign actors, bad actors that are using generative AI in their attacks against interests in the United States. All right, so strap in for this one. This is a really interesting topic. However, I wanted to preface this discussion first by saying that normally we just have a couple of vocabulary words to breeze through before the video starts. However, these two articles are pretty convoluted. They're pretty complicated. Lots of cybersecurity terminology, some of it that I wasn't even aware of until after I read through these articles and did my research. So I'm going to just keep the vocabulary limited like we normally do, but just be aware that there's going to be some terms in some of these articles that you just may have to look up yourself. However, I'm going to also share a link to a video from IBM Tech that really jumps into this topic head on and kind of gives you an even more eye-opening experience as far as how AI can be used both for good and bad in terms of cybersecurity issues. So again, I'll leave the link for that video in the description for the video. However, let's get into the vocabulary. So first we have malware, which is malicious software, and ransomware. I kind of bundled these two together because ransomware technically is a type of malware. So what is malware? It's software that is specifically designed to disrupt, damage, or gain unauthorized access to a computer system. And ransomware is a type of malicious software designed to block access to a computer system until a sum of money is paid. You may have noticed again in the news lots of cases where companies have had their data held at ransom. These companies, or these hackers have basically threatened to release data or delete data unless their demands are met, unless they receive a certain amount of money. And then even if the money is paid, there's no guarantee that the data won't be destroyed or shared anyway. So pretty awful attack. Next, we have a backdoor, which in the cybersecurity world, it just is a means of bypassing an organization's existing security systems. So you can think of it as some kind of vulnerability in their system that's exploited by a hacker to gain access to their network, to their system, their database. Then we have this term deepfake. So a deepfake is a video or an audio recording of a person in which their face, body, or voice has been digitally altered so that they appear to be someone else, typically used maliciously or to spread false information. And especially during this election year in a bunch of different countries, you're going to see tons of things come out with misinformation trying to persuade voters to vote one way or the other. And unfortunately, these deepfakes and voice clones are just one way that these bad actors can try to interfere in certain processes like elections. Then we have penetration testing, which is an authorized simulated attack performed on a computer system to evaluate its security. These are performed by pen testers, people that are hired by a cybersecurity agency to test their network, to test their system, and try to locate any possible vulnerabilities. And if they do, report back to them so that they can go ahead and patch it up and make sure that they are secured going forward. And then we have phishing, not the traditional sitting on a boat phishing, but more or less an attempt by cybercriminals posing as legitimate institutions, usually via email, to obtain sensitive information from targeted individuals. These are the emails that you will get from Netflix or from Walmart that will say, hey, we've noticed unusual sign-in on your account, or your account is overdue. Please sign in again to change your credit card information. It's outdated, whatever. You know that when you click on that link, it's going to take you to a fake website where if you enter in your username and password, it now belongs to the hackers, okay? Be very careful with that kind of thing. Phishing is a serious issue. So jumping into the first article, there's the question that we need to ask ourselves. Isn't tech already safe? Identity and access management has evolved over the years. There are many new techniques and technologies that we use to try to keep our accounts safe. But unfortunately, hackers are now turning to AI and machine learning to steal your information. So, what do we mean by identity and access management? Well, let's look at the article itself. IAM today is much more complicated than in the early days of the internet. For example, we have a plethora of new account types requiring regular managed changes to protect a variety of systems. So instead of just being one type of user that goes in and can access whatever, now in any kind of system, even websites, you have a user, you have guests, you have admin, which an admin account has access to everything and can oversee everything, whereas a guest would just be able to log in and do one or two things. Then we have password creation, which has also become much more complicated. As you know, you will be asked for something at least 8 to 12 characters in length with a capital letter, lowercase letter, special character, numbers, blah, blah, blah. You just have to make sure that you remember everything you typed in there and that it's not something too easy, because then the hackers can guess your information and then what was the point, you know? They also have personal identification numbers, which are PINs, two-factor authentication, which like the picture below shows, you can sign in on one device, have a token sent to a different device to say, hey, is this you? Are you trying to sign in? You click on it to confirm yes, and then you're good. Or sometimes it's just a text message, which SMS, I don't know if that's the most secure thing, or you can get a phone call. There's also multi-factor authentication and biometrics, like fingerprint scanners. With all these tools in place to manage who gets access to what data and under what circumstances, cyber attacks must be a thing of the past, right? Right? Wrong. Cybercriminals' methods have evolved alongside changes to cybersecurity standards, and now they're using AI and machine learning to hack into your accounts. Oh boy. Now let's take a look at AI and cyber attacks. Even though account security has evolved, so have the tricks and methods of hackers by using AI. AI can help them create better code for their malware, or even to impersonate employees or companies more convincingly through social engineering campaigns. Here's what the article says. Even the most sophisticated hacking tools need human-like intelligence to direct them against their potential victims. That's where AI comes in. Using AI, cybercriminals can remain dormant and undetected within a company's network for an extended period. during which time they can set up backdoors to an organization's critical infrastructure. They can eavesdrop on meetings, extract data, spread malicious software, create privileged accounts to access other systems, and/or install ransomware. The AI is particularly an effective tool for cybercriminals because of its ability to learn and anticipate what's happening now and what might happen in the future. Here are some ways that they're using AI in their cyber attacks. Creating deepfake data, building better malware, AI-supported password guessing and captive cracking, human impersonation on social networking platforms, and machine learning-enabled penetration testing tools. According to Malwarebytes, there has been a recent surge in cyber attacks where hackers use AI and machine learning to hide behind an organization's website or infrastructure.
Hey, Scott!
Now jumping into the Fortune article, Microsoft reports on foreign actors using AI in recent breaches. Certain countries such as Iran, North Korea, Russia, and China have all been found to be using AI in recent cyber attacks against American interests. Microsoft said on Wednesday that it had detected and disrupted instances of U.S. adversaries, chiefly Iran and North Korea, and to a lesser extent Russia and China, using or attempting to exploit generative artificial intelligence developed by the company and its business partner to mount or research offensive cyber operations. If you are not familiar, Microsoft is a partner with OpenAI, which is the parent of ChatGPT, and they also have their Bing AI as well. So they're basically saying there's these countries out there who are looking into using this technology for bad reasons. No bueno.
Ay, no es bueno.
Continuing on, Microsoft said the attacks detected all involved large language models the partners own, and said it was important to expose them publicly even if they were early stage incremental moves. Cybersecurity firms have long used machine learning on defense, principally to detect anomalous behavior in networks. But criminals and offensive hackers use it as well, and the introduction of large language models led by OpenAI's ChatGPT upped that game of cat and mouse. Microsoft has invested billions of dollars in OpenAI, but generative AI is expected to enhance malicious social engineering, leading to more sophisticated deepfakes and voice cloning.
Wow. I have to say, the University of Michigan's football team is just outstanding. Their players are incredibly talented, and their recent championship was nothing short of impressive. I can't wait to see them dominate the upcoming seasons.
Now, if you know anything about me, being a diehard, lifelong Ohio State Buckeyes fan, you know that voice clone that you just heard is complete garbage, and I would never in my life say anything like that ever. So yeah, it's getting kind of scary. Now here are some examples of how these different countries have tried to use AI to their benefit. The North Korean cyber espionage group known as Kimosky has used the models to research foreign think tanks that study the country and to generate content likely to be used in spear phishing hacking campaigns. Iran's Revolutionary Guard has used large language models to assist in social engineering, in troubleshooting software errors, and even in studying how intruders might evade detection in compromised networks. Generating phishing emails, including one pretending to come from an international development agency and other attempting to lure prominent feminists to an attacker-built website on feminism. What? The Russian GRU military intelligence unit known as Fancy Bear has used the model to research satellite and radar technologies that may relate to the war in Ukraine. The Chinese cyber espionage group known as Aquatic Panda has interacted with models in ways that suggest unlimited exploration of how LLMs can augment their technical operations. In the Chinese group Maverick Panda, why is everything panda related? Anyway, the Chinese group Maverick Panda, which has targeted U.S. defense contractors among other sectors for more than a decade, had interactions with large language models suggesting it was evaluating their effectiveness as a source of information on, quote, potentially sensitive topics, high-profile individuals, regional geopolitics, U.S. influence, and internal affairs. So, what are people's take on this? Of course, bad actors are using large language models. That decision was made when Pandora's box was opened. Why not create more secure black box LLM foundation models instead of selling defensive tools for a problem that they're helping to create? While the use of AI and large language models may not pose an immediately obvious threat, they will eventually become one of the most powerful weapons in every nation-state's military offense. So as you see, critics have pointed out that AI companies should be more focused on installing better security measures rather than creating defensive tools after the fact. Like creating a sports car that goes fast and looks cool, but you forgot to install the brakes and airbags and basic other safety measures like seatbelts.
Dumb. It's not dumb. It's just dumb. Why is it dumb?
Anyway, let's get away from the negative and focus on how AI can help out cybersecurity in the first place. How it can be of a benefit. So how AI can strengthen cybersecurity. AI and ML-powered systems such as security event management, security information management, and security information and event management allow security teams to detect threats faster and respond to incidents quicker. When the AI detects malicious activity on a particular IP or endpoint, it can automatically and instantly block the user from file access. Sounds pretty good. Here are some major ways companies can use AI to defend against cyber attack. Threat and anomaly detection, identity analytics and fraud detection, data discovery and categorization, breach and attack simulation and asset discovery, and behavioral analytics. As I was talking about before with that IBM video that I'm putting the link to in the description, they really go into how this generative AI can basically be fed a whole lot of data, including reports, so any kind of activity on the network, to go through and see if there's anything suspicious out of the ordinary, and then that can alert the cybersecurity team to check those things out and make sure there's no issues there. Also, it can be predictive in nature. So you can feed it, for example, if we were to take the examples of North Korea or Iran and the types of things that they've done in the past, and share it with the generative AI and say, can you make some predictions based on this information? What kinds of attacks do you notice here? What are some patterns? And basically be able to use that to make some predictions on where they might attack in the future. So extremely preventative. Great stuff. While AI can be a powerful tool to strengthen cybersecurity initiatives, it's not a replacement for traditional security approaches. In fact, it works best when used alongside traditional methods. Pairing AI with authentication, biometric technology, and/or MFA can improve an organization's defenses. So when we combine all of those things like strong passwords and two-factor authentication with the AI, we should have more secure networks, right? I hope to God that's the truth, because a lot of these ransomware attacks and high-profile companies that are being hacked for their data and the data breaches and the releasing of things, it just gets stressful for the rest of us normies, the rest of us people who are depending on cybersecurity teams to secure that data. So I say to you, if you work in cybersecurity, keep up the good work and please do everything you can in your power to protect our data, even if it includes using AI to help you in that task. And that wraps up another insightful episode of Tech Tuesdays. I hope you found today's discussion on AI and cybersecurity enlightening. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on all of our latest videos. Have thoughts to share? Make sure to drop them in the comments below, and let's continue the conversation. Until next time, keep exploring the ever-changing world of technology. And remember, at Skyrocket English, we've got you covered for all your business English needs. See you in the next video.